Egg Hunt. This lesson is a homemade food puzzle for our dogs. You will need an egg carton and some rags or little pieces of cloth to make it. This food puzzle is going to be a hard one for our dogs that like to solve problems with power and speed, because we will need them to slow down and think and figure out a much more intricate and maybe not quite as obvious solution to the puzzle. You're going to take your egg carton, put some treats into the empty indents, and then put the cloth on top of it. I would suggest starting out with maybe 3 or 4. I would not fill up the whole egg carton. I think that can overwhelm dogs when they do it for the very first time. So start out with just a few, and as your dog progresses, you can always make more. Now, by far the best solution to this puzzle is for the dog to use his mouth to gently lift up the pieces of cloth and get the treats underneath. This usually is not the solution they come up with at first. They usually try, just as Kix right here, to use their paws and use scratching and biting to get the treats instead. We can see she actually right now even came up with the right solution, but generally dogs do not think very well in two-step processes like this. Yeah, it's not something that comes very natural to them to be like, okay, I want to have the treat and something is on top of the treat, so I should probably just gently remove that in order to get the treat. Yeah, usually if your dog knows a treat is somewhere, then the dog starts with just a lot of power and scratching and biting to try and get the treat. So if you have a dog who is more or less using violence to solve the food puzzle by just tearing it apart, you can, for example, instead of stuffing the cloth on top of the treat, just gently drape it over. You can even take a corner of the cloth and lift it up and show your dog. Sometimes that entices them to actually pick it up with their mouth and take it out. You can also very much praise your dog when your dog finally does something that's not scratching, like I did right here with Kixie. You can also, of course, as always, use lower value treats. Sometimes that relaxes them a little bit more and they are not quite as insistent. You can also keep some extra treats in your hand that you will give to your dog as an additional reward when he does use his mouth or nose gently. That way you can show him your appreciation for how well he does it when he is gently, and you will make it more enticing to try it the gentle way. Now do not be disappointed if your dog does it once or twice the way you want him to do it, and the next time he takes the egg carton and flings it up in the air. It's pretty common that dogs solve a problem once and then the next try they seem to forget how to do it and start over from zero. That's just part of the learning process. It does not mean that your dog does not understand what's going on, and over time he will become better and more consistent in his solution of this food puzzle. As with most things in dog training, short and sweet is usually the answer. Please do not play this game for 25 or 30 minutes. Really, please do not play any game of this class for 25 or 30 minutes, yeah? We do not want to annoy your dog. We want to give him some fun, new ideas for training. We want to challenge him, and then it's good, yeah? So you can do this for a couple repetitions, then it's alright. Just come back to it the next day. It's quite impressive, actually, how sometimes you will see that just from one day to the next, your dog has made quite a jump in learning and suddenly seems to be much more solid in his solutions. So sometimes actually sleeping on it is really beneficial for his learning process.